Hey everybody, welcome back. We're going to do something a little bit different today. I keep seeing videos of people who are going to the grocery stores and are like coming out with one bag saying this cost them $100. And I'm just kind of sick of it. You know, yes, the cost of things are going up as they always will. But at the same time, I mean, let's not go crazy. I think people have horrible spending habits. And I think that people actually don't know how to cook these days because our parents were too busy working that they didn't actually have the opportunity to teach their kids how to cook. So all you have now is a generation of adults and parents who can't cook. So all they do is buy frozen, processed food. And of course that stuff is, number one, it's poison and it's gonna kill your kids. Number two, it's super freaking expensive, but people still buy it. It's the mainstay of most people's diets, frozen food. No one eats fresh anymore, you know? So we're gonna see what $20 can get us. Because I think it's gonna be enough to feed me for a couple days. It's like, you know, we have the other diet channel right now, and I kind of got to cook for myself for most of my meals. So we're gonna go ahead and see what $20 can actually get us. Because I'm betting that I can actually get more out of 20 bucks than just one meal. So let's have a look. All right, here we are. Today we're shopping at Acme. The simple Midwest town that I'm in, you know, it's nothing fancy. It shouldn't be too expensive. I'm not in the city. But still, like I said, you know, you're seeing that prices are going up absolutely everywhere. But I think $20 can still actually get something. I don't know. All right, so I gotta say, I still got it, right? One of the benefits of growing up poor is, number one, you have to learn how to cook because you're not going to eat fast food. That's just, you know, that just was never in the budget. So you cook, and part of that's going shopping. But what if you only have $20 to feed yourself and, you know, maybe your brothers or sisters for a week? You know, your mom's working, so you got to go out there and do it. I mean, you learn to get what you need. You know what ingredients you need, you go and buy those ingredients. I don't need to get a bunch of this and a bunch of that. No, just selectively get what you need. And if you see a good sale on meat, always buy meat that's on sale and portion it out into bags. And what you need, use it. And what you don't need, you put it in the freezer. So, I mean, we walked out of there, you know, we still came in $20 and change, but we hit $20. And I came out with, you know, a pound of turkey, 4 pounds of chicken, a bunch of stuff. But I got 3 bags. So not this one bag for snacks. Listen, this isn't 2005. I'm not going to buy a week's worth of groceries for 20 bucks, not for a family. But like I said, just doing a little bit of meal prepping for myself, I think I've got about 4 meals and 2 breakfasts. I think that's pretty solid. So that's 6 feedings, you know, 6 feedings for 20 bucks in 2025. I think that's pretty impressive myself. So basically with the chicken, mostly we're just gonna stew it up in a tomato sauce, serve that over some rice. With the turkey, make some kind of tacos. You know, I make my own tortillas because I'm a fucking gangster and it's delicious. So, you know, save a little bit of money there, sure. But in the end, it really came together. It really came together and it's very healthy. I did pick up 2 processed things because listen, I'm a bit of a hood kid and sometimes you need a little nostalgia. So I had to do it. Had to get the ramen noodles, you know? You got to do it because they're 39 cents, yeah. Now I remember when you can get those things 10 for $1. I mean, now, granted, we didn't know it was poison back then. We just thought they were tasty Asian noodles. People would eat them every day. I ate them every day because, man, you're gonna tell me I could feed myself for like $3 a week? There were times in my life where I ate ramen noodles for multiple meals a day and still ended up being 6'4", 290 and, you know, kind of a nightmare. So, I don't think they're as unhealthy as people say, but they're definitely not as cheap as they used to be. But it is the way it is. Everything gets more expensive. But yeah, anyway, we kept it under 20 bucks. Let's have a look real quick. All right, everybody, so welcome back to my backyard. Let's have a look real quick at what we got. Because like I said, we try to get away from being frozen and processed, really get the best bang for your buck. Welcome to my backyard. Ah, see, you got the ramen noodles, of course. You got your turkey. You got your chicken, all thighs. I don't fuck around. You got your tomato sauces. I'm gonna use these to stew the chicken. Of course, we got some rice, got some oats, bananas, avocados, red pepper, onion, some fresh corn. So like I said, real simple, but it's definitely gonna keep me fed, healthy for my diet that we have on Large Man Health. So yeah, we didn't exactly make it to under $20. It was $20 and change, which I still think is fantastic because this is really healthy food and it's gonna help me on my diet. And when you have ingredients that you're using yourself, I use a scale and it really allows me to know exactly what my calorie intake is. So, you know, I'm not underestimating and not losing weight, or at worst gaining weight. I think this is the best way to do it. You know, you can still shop smart out there and save money or make 20 bucks go a lot farther than I think a lot of people do, because I'm really tired of seeing people, you know, say, well, I spent $40 and it's 5 items. It's like, well, you know, wait for things on sale, you know, clip coupons, do what you have to do. The economy's tight, but it doesn't mean that you can't eat well. And this is good eating, right? Let's have a look again. I mean, there's nothing wrong with this. This is all good food. This is great food. This is great food to eat when you're on a diet. If you're trying to lose weight and you can eat like this, I mean, then you're giving your body everything that it can possibly need. But oh, we forgot, today's weight, we lost nothing. Woke up and I was 298 again. It's a draw. That happens sometimes. It's the weekend, so we might have indulged a little bit, been to the cafe a few times. And it is what it is, but get a nice workout today and get ready to get into the work week. So I hope you enjoyed this. I know this is a little bit different. Like I said, you know, eat clean, eat healthy. Whole food is what it's all about. And staying away from processed foods. I know you're saying, well, you know, you have ramen noodles and canned stuff. Yeah, you're right. But like I said, it's not pre-made foods really. A lot of people in this country, they just eat frozen, microwavable food or fast food. It's a real problem with our culture in the United States. And it's one of the reasons why we have the obesity problems and health problems that we do in this country. But that doesn't have to be me, and that doesn't have to be you. That doesn't have to be our families. You know, we cook our own food for the most part because it's just the best way to do it, and it's the most cost effective. And even if you're making good money, it doesn't mean that, you know, you shouldn't still eat like this. I think it's a real kind of poverty mentality or poverty behavior is when you get paid, you go out and you splurge on getting a bunch of junk food. I came from that, you know, I understand that, but try to really get away from that now. I don't know, tell me what grocery prices are like in your area. You know, this is just the local store here. Of course, there's an Aldi's real close to it, and I was gonna go there, but I think that would have been cheating, if we're being honest. We're out here in the backyard. We got our food. I'm gonna put it in the fridge. Just because the economy's bad and there's a lot of people out there that are having a rough time, this is the perfect time to practice your saving skills at the grocery store. I'm telling you, because you can still do it, right? Stop eating out. Stop going to get fast food. Meal prep. Meal prep is really the way to go. So just do that. Like I said, this is one of the great benefits of growing up poor. It's like, yeah, I know how to cut cost when I need to cut costs. You know, I know how to stretch money as far as I can. And I think that in our culture now, people don't really do that. We have a splurge culture. We like to go out and just splash our money at things, throw things on the credit card, but you can't do that anymore. Not in this economy. You can't, not with things getting more expensive. Like I said, all this stuff you saw on the table, hey, it was all on sale. It's all on sale. These aren't normal prices, no. I just know how to shop, right? And people need to work on their shopping skills. That's really all it is. By the way, my backyard, I hope you guys enjoy it. See this back here? This is all river grapes. In 2 months, my entire fence line and these trees are gonna be filled with grapes. I love it, right? They came with the house. We had a landscaper come by, they're like, hey, you want us to cut all that out? No, I like grapes. And you know what? It's free stuff. We'll give it to the neighbors, we'll give it to family, because we'll get a ton of grapes from that. Those are old vines. They've been there for a long time. But this is my last weekend on paternity leave, and I wanted to get some shopping in. Also, I'm not the one who usually does the shopping. The wife does that. So it's good to show her that, hey, you can stretch 20 bucks to get a little bit more than maybe we usually do. Hopefully she doesn't watch this one. But it is what it is, you know. I want to appreciate you for stopping by. Hey, like and subscribe, all that. It's a shorter video. But you know, there's a lot of content out there of people showing things that are just wildly expensive, or people are showing panic buying, and it's just not happening. That's not where we're at. So, you know, don't stress out too much, but just, you know, work on your saving skills. But yeah, I want to appreciate you for stopping by. I got to put these away before it spoils because it's about 90 degrees outside. And I hope you guys have a good one. You know, have a good one. Get out there. It's Sunday. Do some walking, get some exercise, be healthy, or maybe just go do some shopping. I don't know. You know, that's it though. So